Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel Ray and today we're going to do a WIPNCHAT, which stands for Work in Progress in Chat. Today I am showing you some footage that I took a few weeks ago now of me completing Halloween Cat. And if you are interested in seeing my full thoughts and review, please check out the post-review video. I'll try to link it there in the description of this video, or you can just click on my channel and it's the last video I made. It's been a couple weeks since I shared a WIPNCHAT because things have gotten really busy lately, which is a great thing. But it also means that I have very little time to do any YouTube stuff. And since we are not in our house yet, I don't have the capacity to really film much or do anything like that. So we are just running on fumes, but I've got some good news and everything, and I'd love to share that with you today. So pull up your crafting and maybe get a nice warm drink, and let's start back a few weeks ago, just before Thanksgiving. The weekend before Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, we had a wonderful weekend, and the relief was there because James did not get called into hospital yet. So we went ahead and I had booked a ceramics class on the Saturday, which was really fun. We actually created it was supposed to be a Christmas nativity scene. You know, they give you the clay, they give you instructions, and then everybody's looks different and it's wonderful. I love ceramics classes. I was not very confident in my ability to make people because I really find it difficult to form people in pottery. I've done it before and so I decided to go off the rails a little bit and do something different. I made a streetscape. So if I can, I'll put in some photos. I went ahead and made a kind of inspired by where I live, with a couple of buildings that are quite, to me, they stand out. And it was so fun to make. It was really fun. And since I was just kind of going with basically rectangles and squares, it wasn't too difficult. I had a great time, got to turn off my brain a little bit and just enjoy the process of creating something. And it only cost 10 euros, which is not bad. I think that's about the equivalent of $10. I think. I don't know the current currency conversion, but it wasn't that expensive. And it was a great afternoon. It felt like a date. It was lovely. And as I am doing the voiceover, the ceramics are ready to be picked up. So I'll be doing that tomorrow when the weather is better. By the way, if you hear some background noise, it is rain. It is raining. Cats and dogs lately. It's almost as if someone has just turned on a faucet in the sky. And we keep getting flooding and, like localized flooding, terrible road conditions, a lot of hydroplaning and everything like that. Oh, and I just changed the angle because it was bothering me that the glare was hitting the diamond painting and kind of getting in the way of things. So hopefully this is a better angle for you all. Anyway, I digress. It has been chilly. It's been up in the 40s Fahrenheit lately. Definitely you need a jacket, you need a scarf, you might need gloves, depending on whether or not the wind is blowing super bad that day. But definitely like rain appropriate shoes and all of that. So it's not been very inspiring. However, these storms have been blowing over really quickly and then giving us at least a couple of hours, if not an afternoon of sunshine, which is really lovely. And everything is sparkling. And where I am in Ireland, it's kind of like its own little microclimate, and we don't have, how do I put this? We don't have a lot of trees. We have a lot of bushes like willow, not the big kind like a weeping willow, but they call it crack willow because it'll grow and then it'll break under its own weight. And they usually grow in like creek areas or really close to water, or like hedges and stuff like that. We have some evergreen, but not a whole lot. Most of them are just decorative bushes and things like that. So, moving on. Sorry, I got interrupted. The biggest thing that happened Thanksgiving week was that we basically got to move on with the plumber, thank goodness. And we were able to basically pre-design our bathroom because we wanted to know the layout. We wanted to know where things were going because we're changing it all up. And I wish I could show photos. I don't have them on the phone that I'm editing on. Let's see if I can do some work here. This is the before. We had a bathtub at the bottom of the room, a sink and toilet opposite each other, and then a shower, a standing shower, walk-in shower that is just a corner. It's basically a little square. And I'll be completely honest with you, that shower has always made me feel extremely claustrophobic. And we never use the bath ever unless I am bathing the dog. So just because I couldn't use the shower. I would use the shower if there was room. So we've decided to take out the bathtub, and I spent an entire day basically going through these plumbing catalogs where they have, sinks and toilets and mirrors and shower trays and shower enclosures and a whole lot, piping and, what do you want your fixtures to look like and all of this. Then I had to decide what kind of tile are we going to get? What kind of, floor tile, wall tile? And I'm still, this is like 2 weeks later, still trying to decide the wall tiles. But I just got an idea of the sizes and the placement and everything else. And my plumber graciously put in the fixings for the places where my washer and dryer are going to go. So the washer dryer will be in that main bathroom, just as you come in the door on the right-hand side, and it's going to be fabulous. I will finally have the ability to do laundry inside the house. You have no idea. That is like the biggest gripe I had in the whole place. Having to go outside and under the house to do the laundry, which honestly, people out there, some people have to go to laundromats. I had to do that for a while when I lived in a townhouse in Virginia. So I understand the struggle, but having to leave your house with your laundry is just, it's difficult, and it's not ideal, especially when you're doing a massive reno and redo of the inside of the house. It's something that was a non-negotiable for me. So the great news is that I have an idea of what the bathroom will look like, but I'm still kind of working on it, so I will wait to show you my inspo pictures. I've been sharing this on my vlogs on Patreon if anybody is interested, but I have to kind of condense it here, so forgive me. But it was a massive whirlwind. And because I had 3 catalogs, it was like looking at 3 of each thing and then having to make decisions. And it felt like at the time I was being told that I had to make those decisions that day. Turns out I didn't. But I'm glad that I kind of ripped the Band-Aid on that and got it all sorted. James does not mind what it looks like. He's leaving a lot of the decor up to me. And I keep pressing him like, are you sure that this is okay? But he's actually perfectly fine with it. And I think he'd just rather not go through what I'm going through, which is decision paralysis on a lot of things. I have a lot of inspiration pictures and things that I'm trying to look at, to get ideas from. And it's been a really fun thing. Don't get me wrong. I am really enjoying it, but it's also kind of stressful. One, because we're not in the house, but hopefully we will be in very, very soon. That it should be happening incredibly soon. Another really big thing that happened in the past few weeks, just after Thanksgiving, which Thanksgiving was good. I actually made dinner for the family. And I'd like to hear what you had, if you feel like commenting down below. I made a ham with a brown sugar mustard glaze, which is my family's, traditional ham that we liked to make when I lived in the States. We had some, I found these Delphine, I think that's how you say it, potatoes from the store that were already made. They were frozen. They just need to go in the oven. I made homemade mac and cheese with Gruyere and 2 types of cheddar. It was delicious. And yes, I did use a roux. I did not use evaporated milk, but it was very decadent. And it had a panko breadcrumb top. Lovely. We had some, what were they? Carrots and parsnips and stuffing. And the stuffing was awful. I much prefer to make stuffing from scratch, like cut up all the little bits and, douse it in chicken stock and stuff like that. The one that I bought like it's not stovetop, but it's same principle. And I don't know how you can mess that up, but I definitely messed it up. So I was like, nobody eat that. I took a bite and I was like, nobody eat that. Please don't eat that. It tastes awful. I'll have to try again at Christmas maybe, but I don't think I will. If we're doing Christmas with my brother-in-law's wife's family, then her dad makes an incredible stuffing, so I might not do that. But if we're at home, then maybe I will go to the effort of making my own homemade stuffing, because it does taste really, really nice. Anyway, after that, on the Friday and Saturday, I participated in a community choir, because there was a Christmas carol event with 2 soloists, 2 very renowned singers here in our area, and then a men's choir from Galway, who are wonderful. They're called the Galway Baytones. And then it was our choir, which was just made of volunteers. And honestly, I haven't been a part of a choir in a very, very long time, but I really loved singing. I used to be in show choir for all 4 years of high school, but I was also in choirs starting in elementary school. So elementary, middle, and high school, I was all about choir. It was my favorite, like, what did they call them? Your free activities. You got to get picked 2 of them in high school. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. But when I got to university, I just didn't want to do all the competition stuff. I didn't want to have the drama, the infighting. I knew I was never going to be a soloist or anything like that, but I really enjoyed being part of the choir. I liked that aspect of it. Just to sing with people, to sound good, to enjoy going to these events and hearing other people sing. So it was wonderful to relive that experience. I got my hair cut. I got fit in for cancellation, and I got my hair cut. I got some highlights put in, and it made me feel really good, because it's been over a year, probably over a year and a half, since I had had my hair touched at all by a professional. And so, yeah, it's feeling so much healthier now. But to be completely honest with you, it's just the upkeep of very long hair. It was down to my lower back. The upkeep of the hair was becoming too much work, especially for our situation right now, where we're relying on using other people's showers and things like that. So yeah, I don't have access to all of my hair care products. Like I would oil my hair and everything else, but I don't have that here. So time to cut it a bit short. It is now, I think you would still classify it as long, but I consider it medium, medium length hair. But it's just at my chest, and it's lovely and easy to take care of, and I can still braid it and everything else, which is nice. But yeah, for all of you with long hair, I think you all know the struggle. When it gets that long, it gets in the way. Not only in your way during the day, but at nighttime, it was really awful because it would get caught. It would get caught under my arm, or it would get caught in James's arm in the middle of the night, and then suddenly I'm being yanked without expecting it, obviously. And if I didn't braid the hair at night, then it would just, it would go everywhere, and it was a problem. Not to mention the shedding and everything else. And long hair and vacuum cleaners, anybody? So yeah, it was a good decision. And the concert went really, really well. So well, and I'm sure it sounded amazing, but I'm actually not going to be able to hear it or see it until Christmas Eve, but I'd love to share it with you. So definitely, if you're not in my Patreon, you can join as a free member, and you'll get the link when it is available. I'm going to share it over there. So you can watch it for yourself if you like, or listen. It'll be on the radio, and it'll be on YouTube as well. So fingers crossed that it actually sounds good. I'm sure it does. But it was really fun to be a part of that. So yeah, I'm delighted that I got to be a part of a community choir. Black Friday. Black Friday happened that weekend, obviously, and it was pretty chill. I'll be honest. For me, I had so many offers from so many wonderful small businesses of diamond painting as well. I ordered a Jaded Gem Shop canvas that I have had my eyes on for over a year. It is the Siren Song by Anna Dittman. It is so beautiful, and I cannot wait to share it with you. I will absolutely do an unboxing of that when it comes. And I ordered 2 from Diamond Art Club as well. One was the Mica Gelina that got re-released. It is the one with the lady in front of the caravan. When that originally came out, I loved it, but I also thought that the rendering was too small. But at the time, I think that they were trying to keep the canvas sizes a little smaller. This is, after year 1 or 2 of them opening. And so I don't blame them. That sold out. I don't know if it discontinued or what, but anyway, they re-released it in a larger size. So I went ahead and I got that, and I got another one, and I'm trying to remember which one it is, but I'll keep it a secret for now. I remember what it is, but I'll keep it a secret. And there was another one that I really wanted to get. I wanted to get the Jenny Lee Hanari. Ooh, I can't remember what it's called, but it was beautiful torii gates, Japanese setting with pink blossoms falling, and it was just very pretty, but it's also very similar to a Jenny Lee I have already. So I was kind of on the fence about it. I have one from her. I think it's Heaven's Gate. I think that's what it's called. It's green, Similar setting, but there's no people in that one. Whereas this new one that released on Black Friday did have a person in it. So I don't know. I'm not mad about it, but I'm also feeling like I need to be very, very careful with what I'm getting at the moment because of, bringing things into the house while it's in this state. And I recognize that I have a lot of diamond paintings in my stash that I want to do, but trying to find the time to do them is getting harder and harder. And it probably will be more difficult into the new year. And I'll explain here in a little bit. But yeah, that was Black Friday. And what else did we get? We thought about getting our tiles and things like that, but we're just not ready. We haven't measured. We haven't had our tiler come by, but we have booked him for March or April. He's going to come in and he's going to do not only the bathroom floor and walls, but he's also going to create a tiled entrance into the home. As you walk in the front door, it'll be tile. And I'm really looking forward to how that's going to look and how it's going to work, because we do live in such a rainy environment that it doesn't make sense to walk in the front door straight onto wood. It makes no sense, zero. Every time we've laid down a mat, it just goes flying. And so I had thought really long and hard about this, and I think that the tile is definitely the best way to go. So that is coming in future updates, and I will absolutely share photos with you when the time comes. Another really exciting thing that happened the day after the concert was that I don't know how to explain this, but the team from a Japanese litter picking event game came to Carsavine. They came to our little town for the first time. They came to Ireland to run this kind of contest, this competition. And basically they set us up into teams of 3, and we were supposed to go around and collect as much rubbish as we could, recycling, cigarette butts, trash, all of those things. The different items had different points associated to them. And so we were super excited to go, but we could not find a third person to join our team. Even when we arrived, everyone was already in a team. So we were kind of bummed out because we knew we wouldn't be able to participate, but we were still there for the fun of it, James and I really enjoy this sort of thing. It's just a fun thing to do, We were a part of our Tidy Towns committee for a long time, and we just, I don't know, have a strong sense of pride in the town. So litter picking is no big deal to us. We find it really, really exciting and fun to bring people together, and especially when there's prizes involved and everything else. But the big cherry on top was that there was a game show that came, and they filmed this event with their basically celebrity and company. And so, we're sitting at the side or standing at the side going, I guess we'll just go and pick up some stuff and, call it a day and just see how this turns out. But then they were like, oh, you're a team of 2. Well, do you know what we could do is we could follow you around and we could film you and you could be in the episode. And we were like, what do you mean? And they gave us a secondary waiver to sign to be on television in Japan. So, wow, I'm honored. It's baffling to me how this even happened, but basically Carsavine was having a climate festival to do all these events, talks, movies. They had lectures. They had all kinds of fun pop-up things bringing, awareness to climate and taking care of your community and what can you do to help the environment and that sort of thing. And I guess they heard about it and they wanted to come. So, yeah, I will be on Japanese television with my husband, and I think it's coming out in January, so I'll keep you posted on that as well. I don't think there's going to be subtitles on it, but we're going to have a watch party here in town for everybody that participated. It's going to be great. So, yeah, that was bizarre and random and really fun to be a part of. The past couple of weeks have just been mind-blowing for fun things and just getting, stepping outside of my comfort zone and like trying new things. And yeah, it's been. So the week after Thanksgiving was very busy in the house renovation project. All of the pipes for the plumbing were laid and then covered over. So the floors, you can walk on them now without falling into a ditch, essentially. And in the last 2 weeks, as I'm recording this, most of the radiators have been plumbed completely, the new radiators, which is amazing. But I had a moment, like an aha moment, or an oh no moment, maybe, because we are struggling to get a heat pump installer to come to the house to give us our new heat pump. It's a air to water heat pump, and then installing that in the water tank. So we have decided we won't have hot water and we won't have heating right away. But as soon as the majority of the work is done, the mains are connected to the house and all the radiators are on the walls and plumbed, we will move back into our house. We moved out 2 days after Halloween. Halloween was Friday this year, wasn't it? Yeah, so we moved out on the Sunday after Halloween, and we are eager to get back into our space. We are eager to start cleaning up and, kind of reclaiming that space and being able to cook and, relax and watch TV and do whatever. And we should be fine. We have a space heater. We have the stove in the main living area, so it'll be fine. It'll be a bit chilly. It'll be fine. There are floors in the rooms that we will occupy. The rest of the house will be basically a no-go zone, but, the majority of it will be fine. Or not the majority of it. The places that we need to be in, it'll be fine. So unfortunately, though, the room that we will have to use as a bedroom is my filming studio, my office, where I do unboxings and where I go live on Twitch and all of that. Unfortunately, I have no choice but to move my desks and set up that into another room, but I probably won't be able to use it. I'll be able to do an unboxing or two, but that room will have to be our bedroom. It's attached to the only working bathroom in the house, with the shower and the toilet and the sink and everything. That's all working in my office's ensuite, but it doesn't work in the other two rooms. So we will have to find elsewhere to shower, but that's okay. It's only temporary. We were really hoping that he would arrive before Christmas, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen, unfortunately. So, but we'll take what we can get at the stage. Once the heat pump is in, we're fine. And then the next step will be windows and doors. And then everything else will just kind of carry on and get done as it gets done, which is perfectly okay with me. But yeah, it's not the most ideal, but it is what it is, and we have been here for a long time, and we don't want to be a burden. I am really enjoying spending so much time with my niece, my brother-in-law, and his wife. It is really wonderful being here, and thank goodness that we have family to call upon, because I don't know what we would do if it wasn't for them. We would have to pitch a tent, essentially. But yeah, things are moving along with the house, and hopefully we will be back soon. I keep saying that. Things keep happening that prevent us to move back in, but we are very, very near. I just realized that some of the events that happened, like the Christmas concert, that was before Thanksgiving. Sorry, my brain is all over the place. And it's hard when you're trying to do 3 weeks of updates. So this week, as I'm recording this, which is the week before you are hearing me speak, probably, if you're watching this when it comes out, I got a job offer. Yay! So it'll be a full-time job, but it is a temporary contract, so a 2-year contract. I've got my fingers crossed because there are pre-employment checks first, like you have to get a medical exam, they have to check your qualifications and your references and everything. So there's still some more steps to go, and I'll be doing the exam next week. I'm trying not to be worried about it. I think I'm still in good health and everything. At least the doctor thinks so. So, it should be fine. Just basic stuff, I guess. And hopefully by the next time that I update you all with a WIPNCHAT, I hope that I will have great news and that I will have a job for the new year. They said that I will be starting in January if everything goes well. And so it's super exciting. It does mean that there will be some changes going forward with my channel, but I will keep my channel active, but I will have to make some changes. So I hope that you will stay for the crafty content. And it'll be all the crafts instead of just diamond painting. If this goes through. As a backup, I had applied for another job as well, and I just heard back from them today, and I made it into the panel, so they will be assigning interviews. I don't know if I will make that stage or not, but it's nice to have a backup, and I can, if I do get, through this medical exam and everything and accept the job, then I can, say, sorry, I can't come for an interview. By the time that you got to me, I have been offered and successfully got a job, but it's nice to have a backup just in case. But I'm really happy that after all this time, I have gotten an offer. And it really does take this long for the position that I've gone for. So, and I can't really talk about that, but it is a solid job. I applied it was last fall or winter. I think it was last winter. I had an interview in May, and I just heard back from them this week. So quite a long wait, but it's good. It's all good, and I'm very, very happy. I'm so relieved. I have really enjoyed doing YouTube. I have enjoyed making videos. What I do not enjoy is trying to monetize and trying to sell myself and making it about money. It makes me deeply uncomfortable. I would much rather completely demonetize and just share my love of crafts and art and my dog and everything else. So the channel will stay active, but things will change. So yeah, I hope you'll stay with me. As for Luna, I do have some updates because I brought her back to the vet for a checkup, and it's all good news there too. It looks like the fluid in her heart has gone, but there is a little bit of fluid in her lungs. So we have changed one medication to be 3 times a day instead of twice a day. That way, it's a diuretic. So I think it's called Furosol or something like that. I'm probably mispronouncing it. I'm just remembering off the top of my head here. But it's to try to basically draw the water out of her organs. However, without another x-ray, we aren't sure about what they believe to be cancer, which is, it is spreading, but we don't know if it's increased or anything like that. So I'm just watching her very, very carefully, obviously from afar at the moment because she's staying with my friend. But getting updates on her and seeing her every week and just monitoring the situation. She's still very much full of energy and, having a great time. She doesn't seem to be expressing any pain. And, I would just like her to be with us as long as possible. So we'll keep her on the heart medication. And, hopefully we'll be able to draw back on some of them. Hopefully we can just bring her down to 1 pill or, maybe 1 medication twice a day or something like that. At the moment, she's on 3. And yeah, keep her with us as long as possible. I love her so much. I miss her so much. So she is doing very well. She's enjoying being around all of my friends' dogs, being part of the pack. She loves it. She loves it. But yeah, I do miss her and having her near me. So looking forward to getting back into our home and, settling back in and getting comfortable and yeah, spending time with her and giving her everything that she could possibly want. So that is my update for now. Had a big week where after I found out the news, I went up to Tralee and I got a couple of extra things that I might need. I'm mentally preparing myself in case, because I will be traveling for work. It is about 1 hour and 10 minutes each way, which is a pretty long drive. But I do know people who drive there every day for work. And so, maybe I can connect with some people, maybe even some people in the place that I will be working. Maybe they are driving, or maybe they're driving part of the way, and we could carpool a bit just to save on the mental and physical and financial strain of having to make that commute every day. And possibly, maybe, there will be the option from work from home, because y'all know I'm set up for that. I've got the internet, I've got the desk and everything. So, if it works out like that, that would be even better. But I'm looking forward to being part of a team and working for my community, basically. And I just feel like things are coming together. My stress is starting to melt away. And I can only hope that it'll just get better from here, because it has been a really tough few years. We all go through seasons, right? And I feel like, I just want to do my best to make my life as happy as possible. Next year is going to be amazing anyway. And, we've got the trip to the diamond painting cruise with Kara, the principal painter. And I cannot wait. That's going to be so much fun. It's going to be such a needed break. And meeting everybody that's going on the cruise. I'm really excited. And a bit of sunshine, a bit of warmth. That'll be fantastic. It will be a whirlwind. We're just going to drive. We're going to drive across the ocean. We're going to fly straight to Florida and then straight back from there, and save up our vacation time for something else later on in the year. I'm hoping to have some friends come over, and I also need some time to do things in the house when the time comes. So yeah, but anyway, that's all future talk. But the one thing that I am a little bit nervous of now is James's surgery and how that will work if he's not called in. How will that work if I start my new job and then he gets called in for this? But I will deal with that when the time comes. I feel like, he's my responsibility. I want to be there, and I don't want to drop him off and have to disappear back to work, but we will work with what we can, and I'll speak to people and see what happens. But, he's healthy enough. He's strong enough. I think he could do it, but I would just feel a little bit guilty. You know what I mean? Other than that, what is going on next? Yeah, the main thing is just getting the water connected to the house. So we are going to try to get that done, and the engineer report has gone in. So, everything is just coming together, and I'm loving that for us at the moment. Aside from all of that, I can't really think of anything. Just having a blast with my niece, watching her really getting words. Her ability to learn words is astounding to me. She picks it up so fast, and it's not just parroting or repeating or just mimicking what she hears. She remembers what those objects are. And, just to watch her, you can see her thinking and digging for those words and the meaning of the words. And it's so fun to watch. It's fascinating. So I'm excited to spend Christmas with them and, watch her excitement. Because she still doesn't really understand the concept of Christmas. I don't think you really do until you're about 3 or 4. I might be wrong. Let me know your experience, but it's just so fun to watch her grow. And yeah, I will try to update you next week and give you another update if I can. If everything goes well, fingers crossed. Then I'll have another whip and chat for next week, and I will be doing something that's more appropriately themed, but this was in my drafts and ready for a voiceover. So, and I thought that you would appreciate seeing the end result of this diamond painting, because I really enjoyed working on this. It was very, very nice. I watched a lot of YouTube while I was working on this, and it's nice and warm in this house, so it was just a joy to do. But I hope that you're all taking care of yourself and you're finding some time to relax and work on your hobbies, whatever that might be. Hopefully you're not working too hard, and that you do get that time. I know that the holidays are so stressful. They can be really painful for a lot of us as well. So, just take your time. And if you can't craft right now, then don't feel bad. I have gone through a lot of those times this year where I just could not craft. I could not make myself craft. I needed to work through what I was working through, you know? So, oh, and I just realized something. Sorry, that was on me, not on you. But yeah, I hope that you all really take care and stay safe this holiday season. If you live in a cold weather climate, I hope that you have safe travel and that you don't lose your power or anything like that. I know it's already started snowing in a lot of places like Colorado, Maine, and places like that. And I'm thinking of you all. If you have time to look back on my older videos, I would love that, especially the ones where I'm doing stories and reading stories. I love to go back and watch them during this season too. I think you might like them, but thank you for staying with me today and watching this video. I can't wait to share more with you soon. I'll see you soon. Take care. Stay safe. Bye for now.